Hey guys, thank you for listening to the Pausing Porn podcast. My name is Mark. Today on episode 3, I'm going to discuss the harm in keeping secrets while recovering from porn addiction. I broke this podcast down into a few sections, starting with why you shouldn't keep secrets. Next is how to bring these secrets to light. And finally, the impacts of secrets in my recovery, as well as an exercise. Getting into why keeping secrets is harmful, research shows that people who hold on to secrets have higher anxiety, more depression, lower self esteem, greater levels of shame, and also isolate themselves. On top of this, people who keep secrets consume a lot of mental energy by trying to keep this secret concealed. And guys, I just want you to reflect on that. When you're going through your recovery, which is already very challenging, do you want to already be at a state of lower mental energy? Do you want to have greater levels of anxiety, greater levels of shame? Do you want to make this harder for yourself? The answer should be no. It's already difficult. Keeping secrets is just going to make it that much more difficult. This matters in the context of addiction recovery because secrecy increases the chance of relapse. I'm sure you guys have heard the phrase before, addiction thrives in secrecy. This is backed both by psychology and my personal lived experience. Let's go through the many reasons why secrecy will hurt your recovery. Starting with the shame cycle. I talked a bit on the shame cycle in the last episode. I actually think I need to do a much better job and go a lot more in depth. But essentially, shame is going to be one of the core drivers of relapse. The more you hide, the more the shame's going to build. The more the shame builds, the more likely you're going to turn back to the addiction for relief itself. And that creates a loop. The loop is going to continue and continue until you finally break the chain. Next, you can't heal from what you hide. If you're keeping secrets, you're in essence protecting the addiction instead of confronting it. We also have isolation. This is one of the biggest predictors of relapse, especially for us in the category of porn addiction. When you're disconnected from others, your cravings and your stress is going to build up unchecked. Then there's going to be no support or accountability and no one there to keep you on pace when you need someone. Secrets really create walls that's going to cut you off from the connection that you need to recover. Guys, I'm sure you've heard of the saying, the opposite of addiction is connection, goes completely with this point here. A surprising one to many of you guys might be that secrecy can be addictive in itself. There's often a spike of dopamine that comes from the thrill of hiding or sneaking or breaking the rules. The secret is going to become part of the high, and it just gets reinforced in the neural pathways when you're holding the secret. Finally, addiction loves ambiguity. For me, the phrase I would always say before relapse, I would say, this is one last time. After relapse, I would say, that was the last time. The amount of times I have said, this is the last time, or one more last time, is crazy. I'd have to say hundreds. But I would tell myself this, so I'd have this false sense of security. If you're telling yourself this is the last time, then what's the harm? It's the last time. But it's not based in reality whatsoever. My actions didn't change. I had no sort of plan to make that the last time. It was just something I would tell myself. It's kind of like checking a box. And guys, one really dangerous thing is you could also keep secrets from yourself. So this could look like rationalizing behavior, minimizing the impact of relapses, avoiding self-reflection, ignoring red flags, or even creating a vague recovery plan so you don't have to face accountability. So of course, there could be direct secrets and indirect secrets that you're keeping from yourself. And at the end of the day, this is just going to prevent real change from happening. If you're not being honest with yourself and you're not in tune with what's going on, you're never going to be able to address the problem if you can't even name it. So this brings us to who you should share your secrets with and how. Guys, I think first and foremost, it needs to start with yourself. If you're someone that's keeping secrets from yourself and not being honest with yourself, this has to start today. Once you have broken any secrets to yourself and you're being completely honest, that is when you should look to communicate secrets to a trusted person. And the keyword here is trusted. Just because this person is your father, your wife, teacher, just because they're in your life doesn't mean this person is trusted. You don't want to share a secret just for the fact that you're sharing the secret and getting something off your chest. That could backfire if this person makes you feel more shame. If they don't accept you for who you are and you're someone that's looking to grow and recover for something, instead they look at who you are right now and they say negative comments about it, this will impact you in a negative way, which is completely against the point. So the whole point in sharing these secrets is you want to shine light on your addiction. If you're holding secrets that are keeping shame and contributing to the shame loop, or if you're keeping secrets that are holding you back, that's the point of sharing these secrets. You want to say it to someone that's trusted, who you know is going to understand, is going to listen to you, is going to accept you for who you are, and then is also going to help you. So from that point going forward, they'll walk with you, they'll be there for you. This could be a therapist, could be a mentor or a sponsor, a trusted friend or family member, even within an anonymous recovery group as well. I shared my secrets with a few people over the course of my recovery. However, I never did it to the depth that I needed to. So I would share information saying I'm struggling with a porn addiction. I would go into a little bit more specific on what I'm struggling on. But the secrets I was holding that really brought me the shame, I would never share that information. And it really held me back. I kept these secrets for years and they also evolved over time too. It's not like I was holding on to one specific secret for many years. It would just evolve with the addiction itself. And there'd be certain things that would cause me to have more shame. And I'd hold on to that. I would build this list of secrets. Honestly, I never planned on sharing it. I didn't put the correlation together that holding these secrets is actually keeping me back and keeping me from recovering. And instead, my mindset on it was it's just a matter of time. Once I recover, just I won't share these secrets. It's going to be something that's with me. And at that point, I didn't see the harm in that. Selective people around me, they would know what I'm going through, but they didn't. To me, it's like I didn't have to tell them everything, which is true. You don't have to tell a trusted person every single thing, especially if you're someone that's been in recovery for years, right? Like how much time do they have in the day? So you don't have to do that. We're going to do an exercise in the next part, though. Identify what secrets you should be saying. It mainly has to go off the basis of shame. If it's causing you shame and it's causing you to spiral and you're using mental energy and it's causing anxiety, right? I think if this secret has power, that's the ones that you should be sharing. And so, in my experience, like I mentioned, I went years and years and years, and I would have this wide array of secrets. And it got to this point, this one specific day, it was after a relapse, and I was just so fed up. I just felt I was trying everything, I'm applying myself, and I just keep failing. And that day, I reached out to my sister. She was that trusted person for me. Instead of saying, I relapsed, boo hoo, my life's so hard, and doing that approach, I went and I asked her if I could share more. And I shared everything, all the things that were built up in me that was causing shame, was causing anxiety, was taking away all of my mental energy. I shared it. And that day, not only she listened, but she accepted me for who I was, thanked me for sharing it, and supported me as well going through my recovery journey after that. It was an incredibly powerful moment. I would say for my personal recovery journey, sharing secrets has to be in the top 3 most powerful things that I could have done. Even I remember the urges. It's not like urges went away after that, but sharing the secret and putting the light on my addiction, it took away power from these urges. The shame was gone because my sister accepted me for who I was. And I began accepting myself. And then I also had someone to support me where I could talk through these urges. It was genuinely one of the most important factors to my recovery. We're going to apply this knowledge with a bit of an exercise. So take out your journal or a notes app or just a pen and paper. And I'm going to go through some prompts and I want you to reflect on these questions and answer them appropriately. So we're going to start with secrets that you might be keeping from yourself. Ask yourself, what am I avoiding admitting to myself? Am I minimizing my struggle or pretending I have it under control? Have I convinced myself this isn't that big of a deal? I'll get you to write down 1 to 3 thoughts or beliefs that you've been hiding from yourself. Naming this and have it pen and paper in front of you is how you could start regaining control. You can pause it and complete that section. And next we'll move to the second section. So it's going to be for secrets you're keeping from others. Ask yourself, is there something I've done or I'm doing that I'd be afraid to tell someone? What parts of my behavior or history do I go out of my way to hide? And what do I carry that brings me shame or fear of judgment? So I'll get you to write down any secrets or experiences you've kept buried that might be hurting your recovery. And guys, this isn't about guilt tripping. It's just identifying these secrets that are already hurting your recovery, and we're looking to bring them to light. All right, the final section here is for choosing one safe, trusted individual that you could tell about these. So I want you to think on who in your life could you trust with one of these truths, and who would respond with compassion rather than shame or criticism. As mentioned before, this could be a therapist, a mentor, a sponsor, a trusted friend or family member, or somebody in an online anonymous recovery group. The purpose here is just to write down one name from someone you've identified. That's it for today's episode. Thank you for sticking through for episode 3. The next one, we're going to discuss how to grow after a relapse. Take care, guys.